Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll see about UI policy in ServiceNow. I have prepared my some slides on this UI policy. Let us go for slides, then we can see a practical session on this UI policies. Let me start without wasting our time. So let us go for UI policy. What is UI policy? We'll see in ServiceNow. The UI policies dynamically change the behavior of information on a form. For example, if we want to use a UA policy to make the number field on a form as a read-only, in that cases we can use as a UA policy. And to make the short description field mandatory, in that cases also we can use UA policy. To hide some other fields also we can use. These basic UI policies do not require any scripting. However, for more advanced options or actions, we can use the run script option over here. We can use the run script also to perform all these actions, but faster load times. Use UA policy when possible. Let us go for the next slide. The role required for UA policy is UA underscore policy underscore admin. So the steps we need to navigate with the UA policies: navigate to all system UA policies. When you go this for this path, so we have a button called as new. When you click on this new button, it shows all the form open, and we need to fill the appropriate fields and configure all those details in that form. Next for the slide. So let us, before start the next slide, first go for this navigating system UI. I have a PDI instance. PDI, just type it is the PDI UI instance UI policies. See when you click on this, we have a UA policy over here. Click on this control plus, click, it opens in new form. Right, this is a form UA policy view. All the views are available in this here, whatever previously it was created by other persons. So we want to click the new button here. Just click on the new button. When you click on the new button, see the go to a slide. First see what are the options we need to fill. First go to UA policy fields, where we have a table, active, short description and order. Right, see here in this UA policy, first we need to fill the table name and active and short description. What is this means? We need to table for the table field, we need to give the table name. The active is nothing but active status of the UA policy. Only active UA policies are applied. In this short description, use short summary of the UA policy. The next one is order. The processing sequence, it is one of the processing sequence from it takes lowest to highest number. If two policies are conflict, the UA policy with the higher number executes. And for inherited UA policies, the extended table child table UA policies are executed first, then the base table UA policies are executed, both from lowest to highest specified value. Right, let us go for the view. This is the table name, active state and short description. And the next, let us go for the next slide. This here we have when to apply conditions. So the conditions are the conditions which if fulfilled, right, the cause the UA policy to be applied. The conditions are built in with the condition builder to set the conditions using a script. If you want to use, you can use client script also. The conditions are rechecked if a user manually changes a field on a form. The change is made by UA action, a context menu, or through the list editor. It is not evaluated. Next go for the next slide. Next we have option called as global over here. Right here, global over here. In this global, what is it is, if you stop, the default view is the default global is a checkbox is selected. So when you specify the whether the UI policy applies to all the forms in the view, if the checkbox is cleared, if UI policy is view specific, the default for this UI policy is a global. It applies to all the forms. However, if you want to use UI policy can be specific to a view, for example, you can define a UA policy for only the title view of the form. use the view field to accomplish this, right? See, in the view we have different options. What are the options views we can see in that? If you want to select the global, this as unselect, see the view option is selected. In this view option we have, when you want to select this option, which form the UA policy applies to, this field is visible only if global is not selected. If a global is not selected and the view field is left blank, the script applies the default view. So here if you want to select, you can select the views. We have mobile views, all kind of views available. Mobile view. First we need to save this and make it as global, then give the conditions like, right, uh, give the table name first. It is not showing because we did not save it. So let us open this, right? Let us open this. View is nothing but it is field is visible only, the global is not selected. Let's open this UA policy, make it as, provide the table name as incident. Incident table. Here short description, provide any short description. Here we have options, right? Here options global, reverse if false, onload, inherit. We'll see. First save it. Once you save it, see, if you want to unselect this, you can see options available over here, right? Mobile view, all those things. This kind of view. If you want to view the specific purpose, we can select, unselect the checkbox. So I'm putting as a default as checkbox here, right? This is the next one is reverse if false. For this reverse if false option is specifying UA policy action is undone when the conditions of its UA policy evaluate to false. If the condition, when you specifying this UA policy action is undone, right? Undone means when the conditions of the UA policy evaluate to false. In other words, if the conditions are true, the specified actions are taken, and when they are false, the actions are undone. If they are true, specified actions are taken. If they are false, the actions are undone. That's simple for this reverse if false, and this is the option. And the next one, onload. Onload is a kind of property where it specifies that UA policy behavior should be performed on load as well as when the form changes. Whenever the form is changing, that in that cases the behavior will be applied for that particular form. You can check or clear the onload checkbox in UA policy to control whether it's runs every time as a form is loaded when the conditions are satisfied. We can select or unselect the form, this option. And the next one is, go for the next slide, inherit. So this option is used when we have a whether extended tables inherit this UA policy. When a child table has been inherited UA policy from its parent table, then UA policy on the child table always runs first. This event is true regardless of the order of the UA policies. Consider an example. If child table has a UA policy with the order of 500, for this child table we have an order of 500. The shows urgent field when conditions are met. This urgent field is there when the conditions are met. In the next slide, its parent table has UA policy with the same conditions, right? That hides the urgency field. Both parent and child having the same urgency field, but the parent table UA policy has order of 100. In the child table we have a order 500. So So what happens is, although the parent table order field has a lower value, the child UA policy runs first, then the parent UA policy runs. When the conditions are met, urgency field is hidden. And we have option also we have an option like script here. Go to the script tab. Here we have option. When you select this run script, it shows run script in UA policy, UA type like mobile, service portal and all. Right? In the executive true, executive false. We have two options. The next, go for the next slide. Execute if true, and that applies, right? This view, that script applies, executes when the conditions of the UA policy are full. This script executes when the conditions of the UA policy are fulfilled. Executive false means a script that executes if the conditions of the UA policy are not full. In that cases, a reversive false option is selected. This one, for this one. And this is available only if run scripts is selected. Go for the next one, next slide. Other fields. In other fields we have run script in UA type. The UA type for this UA policy is desktop, mobile, service portal and both we have. In the related, when you save this form, in the related list we have UA action, UA policy actions. Here I'm unchecking this box. Here in this UA policy actions, here we have a UA policy actions. In this UA policy actions we have a table field name. The table we need to provide, already it will be there. Field name we need to select the based on the table, this UA policy table with. Let us save it this one. Just click on this new button. See, we have a table, we have selected the incident table. In the field name we need to select that field name, whatever we have field based on the condition we can provide. And the next slide is, and this one, the next slide is mandatory. This mandatory field is, we have three options like leave alone, true or false. In this mandatory we have leave alone, true or false. And the next one is visible. Here also we have a visible, leave alone, true or false. And the next slide is this one, read only. We have a leave alone, true or false. This read only, leave alone, true or false. These are the options. And in the related links we have default view, advanced view. When you go for default, go back. I'm not saving this one. Go back. In the related list we have a default view, advanced view. When you want to change into advanced view, you can make it as advanced. You want to make it as default view, we can make it as default view. Here it is an advanced view. You can provide that default view or advanced view, right, in this way. And we'll see some scenarios based on this, like have some sample scenarios. See, the first one is, let us create now. I have mentioned a short description as some name. Let us save it. Once you save it, right, UA policy conditions, go to when to apply conditions. Here this is a scenario. Assignment group field is there when the category is selected to hardware, right? So what we have to do is UA action assignment group visible is false. That should not be appear, like it will be disabled. How to do that? We can go for and do it now. Just go for when to apply, select the, what is the state we have provided, this one. Scenario is category is hardware, right? Category is hardware. When the condition is met, the assignment group is visible equal to false. Just select the category if the category is hardware, just save it. Category is hardware, just save it and go for UI policy actions. Here click on the new button. Here we need to provide the options, right? What are the options? The assignment group is make it as visible. Here in the assignment group, in this, select the assignment group. Here select this group, make it as visible. Visible equal to false. Just click on the visible equal to false. Just save or submit. So when what is the condition over here? So there are multiple UI files with the same order for this field. So what we have to do is make it as order. We can change the order for this one. So make it as, go to your VDI policy list, this underscore, this underscore UI list. See, for this, make it as, check the latest one, Z2A. We have created with some name, short description, right? This one. So make it as order sequence as, I'm taking it as something 251, so that it does not matches with our order number. Maybe we'll check. Click on this. Now the order number has been changed, right? So whenever we want to like again update this, we'll see whether it is working fine or not. See, it was saved, right? So for this I have given order number as 251. It doesn't matches because all the order numbers, this PA policy has 100, so I have changed the order as 251. Then go for the form. The form is incident form. Right, we need to check what we have given the condition. The condition is, if the category is hardware, assignment group will be visible equal to false. See that we have assignment group, right? We have assignment group. Whenever we want to select the category is hardware, see, assignment group is not visible, so it is working fine, right? This is one scenario, right? And the next scenario is save and submit, or provide the short description. Just put it as test. Just make it as save. This is one scenario. The next scenario is, go for your UI policy. UI policy, here other condition is, this next scenario is making the field mandatory. Here whenever you want to select the state is resolved, make the resolution nodes field mandatory, right? The state field is set to resolved. What we have to do is, the condition is the state is resolved. Then what we have to do, UI action, the UI action resolution nodes mandatory, make it as true. And then go for other condition. I'm checking with the other condition, or condition, same way what we have given, state is resolved, right? The state, select the state is resolved, state is resolved, and click on this UI policy actions. We need to make it as resolution nodes are mandatory. Resolution nodes mandatory. Select the field name in this resolution nodes. Select the resolution nodes. Resolution nodes. This one, resolution nodes. Make it as mandatory. That means true. Let's save it. Then just refresh this page, creating a new one. Here and this, what is the condition we have given? If the state is resolved, this resolution nodes make it as a mandatory. The state is resolved here, right? Previously we don't have any resolution nodes as mandatory. When you select this, right, state is resolved. See, resolution nodes make it as mandatory, right? This is working. Test, save it. This is working fine, right? The next scenario is this is completed. The next scenario is setting a field as a read only. What is the scenario? Description field as read only when the state field is set to close. So when the state field is set to close, what we have to do is description make it as read only, right? Go for the state is closed. Go to your a policy, this policy. The condition is, go to a policy. The condition is the state is closed. What we have to do? Description read only, make it as true. So state equal to, I'm putting for condition. If the state is closed, save it. The state is closed. Description field, make it as read only. Go to UI policy, action saver here. I'm clicking a new button. Description read only true. Description, make it as read only true. Description, this one, make it read only, make it as read only true. Yes, submit. Say go to your incident form, just create, refresh with the new form. What is the condition we have given? If the state is closed, description read only true, make it as read only true. This, if this state equal to closed, the state equal to closed, description make it as read only. See, you cannot able to enable this because it has been disabled, right? This make it as only a read only. This is working fine, right? So this is the scenarios, and the next option, fourth scenario, let's say. Right here, one more scenario, like disable assign to field when the state field is set to close. What we have to do is, when the state is closed, assign to will be able to visible false. So what happens is, here the same condition in the UA policy I am adding with other option. When the state is closed, right? When the state is closed, just remove this one. When the state is closed, and creating with a new UA policy action. What we have to do is, assign to visible, make it as false. Assign to, select this, from this assign to, this assign to, make it as false, right? assign to visible, make it as false. Just submit this. Right, so what happens is, just refresh this form. Refresh this form. What we have given, when the state is closed, assign to a field, make it as visible equal to first. Select the state is closed here. The state is closed. Be hiding some. See, this is the new form. If we select, already we have assigned field, right? The state is closed. If the state is closed and assigned to visible, make it as visible false. See, if the state is closed, the assigned to field name will be not visible. In this, like this, we can do. This we can try from yourself. We can combine two conditions. Conditions view actions, working notes and description fields. Mandatory state field is set to close or cancel. Then provide the two conditions like state is closed or state is cancelled. Make it as way action. Work. The first one is make it as mandatory true, and the second one is description mandatory true. We can try from yourself. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel.